opened the vault of Von Kessel's, the light of Ignatius illuminates this chamber. It is this is a diamond-shaped chamber with two niches, and at the center of which is a statue the statue that is here is a very famous and common statue. Many artists throughout history have made their own version of this, and this is a personal one that was commissioned by the Von Kessels, and it is called The First Paladin Contemplates by the River, and it is said to depict the first paladin contemplating her duty and the future that would hold above her. So it is this statue of her in statue, there are two large niches. One contains again and all around it are the and upon each is a glass phylactery. Of phylacteries filled with blood, and upon each is an inscription. The phylacteries themselves are these long vials set into wood and stone. You can see the blood resting upon them. At the base in front of them is a large chest, and bundled up, and there are several other chests all surrounding it in this room. And in addition to that, there are several sacks and bags and stacks of gold bullion.
It's fancy in here with these blood vials.
Am I robbing the Von Kessels?
Yes. No.
I mean, I literally took a Von Kessel ring and wore it for a while until it was taken from me, so
I took the family lighter, so I think we can.
The glass phylacteries are each embedded with a coat of arms of the Von Kessels, and below them the chest bears the seal of the Amethyst Academy.
Don't look at you. Excuse me.
Amethyst Academy.
what link does the Amethyst Academy have to the Von Kessels? I mean, I feel like out of the three of us, I'm the one that would know that, but
Maybe does it say in your mom's diary book?
I try to recall anything that I've read or anything that I heard while I was at school about Von Kessel.
Nothing.
I go up to this chest. Is there a way to open it?
Yes, it opens.
If this is a bomb,
I open it.
last
It
words.
is filled with letters.
Papers.
Paper?
Could this be a will?
We
And
came here for papers.
beneath the papers, there are several mirrors, and as she opens it up, underneath the letters and the mirrors are premium grade arcane material components. Like, we're talking the material components that you would use for some seriously expensive spells. Spells like the core materials that would be needed, Sebastian, that you recognize, for spells like scrying, clone, and simulacrum.
I don't know any of these spells, but I've heard of them in a book.
Clone. Could that be like
An audiobook.
what your mom did
Oh yeah, 100%.
in her mirror realm
Yeah.
dimension?
All the components here are spells that you would need an arcane lab to execute, but then the materials are here.
I have an arcane lab.
Take them all.
And there is a sealed letter in with them that bears the seal of the Amethyst Academy on it, and the signature of Stuart Johann Eisner.
I hand that to you.
Oh, I'm opening this.
Can I start scooping? Like if I remove scooping.
Yeah.
Just taking. I'm putting the. I'm gonna make some spells.
I carefully open the letter. Like I use my fingernail like
Yeah.
a letter opener,
You open it.
and I read it.
The letter says inside, to writ, an exchange between Archmage Modera and King Brecht von Kessel, signed 53 years ago. In exchange for a payment of 75,000 gold pieces and a renewal of the land grants of the Academy Tower of Drakenheim for the next 250 years, a procurement of spellcasting services of the Amethyst Academy in service to the Kingdom of Westmar, to be paid in securing or aiding and locating and the location confirmation of the royal heirs in any crisis of succession.
The Amethyst Academy is bound to help us find the heirs of
I
Drakenheim.
mean, they still own the tower. It may be crumpled and dying, but it's still theirs.
Oh my gods.
And Sebastian, that's when you realize these are blood samples of the royal family in the phylacteries.
So when you're missing an heir, what's the next best thing?
Oh man, we could clone the heir of Drakenheim.
Clone or find them. Do we need their blood to scry? Is that a thing? Is that is that how Oscar did it to us? Crap.
We did give him.
Oh man, he has so much of your blood.
He could be watching us right now. Should I leave? Should I leave this place
wave
right
at him because he
now?
knows, hey,
I should have paid so much more attention in scrying class.
We gave him.
Somehow the teachers always knew that I wasn't paying attention.
Do they have your
There you
blood? That's a big
They asked for blood samples.
Is that like an
when I went into
entrance
the Amethyst
fee into
Academy.
the?
Yeah, they get blood of every student.
Ooh. We should put these into your bag of holding like right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, these phylacteries are identical in construction to the phylacteries that the Amethyst Academy keeps of every member.
Yeah.
Hallå?
Hallå?
Hej.
Hej. Jag pratar med Tommy. Han sa du hade lite att göra.
Ja.
Så vi har lite arbete på Resta.
Ja.
Så jag lurer på hvis vi kan
Ja, jeg må bare kjøre dattera mi til bestemor på Bestum.
Ja.
Og så har jeg akkurat avtalt sånn halvveis med en jeg skal fikse en stikkontakt på det boligen på Ensjø der, som ikke funker.
Ikke sant.
Så
Så
vi
vi
får...
får ta det først da, og så kan du komme på Resta.
Ja. Hun
Og bestille utstyr til deg, og så det er ikke greit.
Ok, ja, fordi hun foreslo klokka 10, men jeg prøver å få det til klokka 8 i stedet for, hvis ikke så blir det så mye reising.
Ja, det er sant. Det er sant. Det er litt tydelig.
Men,
Nei da, det er ikke... Du kan ta det først, altså. Så,
Ja.
Ja.
ja. Men han... Jeg har jo med meg han Balars også.
Ja.
Men han... Jeg tenker at han bare kan møte der, eventuelt. Ja, da bare sender jeg melding til han at han møter der. Ja.
Supert. Jeg kommer innom jeg også.
Ja. Den er god. Ha det.
Yeah, that's that's right. The Amethyst Academy can scry on me whenever they want, by the way.
How many are there? Phylacteries.
There are phylacteries for several past generations of von Kessels, and there are phylacteries for Lenore von Kessel, for her children, as well as for the king as well, for the 3 children. So the current generation is on the bottommost shelf, whereas previous generations, you can actually see that the von Kessels that have been marked as deceased are here. Incidentally, there's several more von Kessels that are part of the current generation, that are reflected in just the immediate family. For the king had 2 brothers, both of whom had children. And what both of you recall is that both the brothers were not in Drakenheim on the day. That's why there was a civil war. Over the course of the Civil War, both of them were killed and their families purged. Whether or not there are still any other survivors amongst the king's brothers and their children, because there's, in addition to the king's immediate family, both of the king's brothers had, in one case, one of the brothers had a son and 3 daughters, and one of the others had 2 sons and 4 daughters. So there were a lot of kids.
We should take all of them, I think. Just in case.
There's blood samples of, like...
I'm all for the grave robbing, like, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. But is it safer locked down here than it is if we're carrying it around?
No.
No.
Then, okay, that was easy. Yep, throw it in the bag.
I have a lab in the tower, and I have a lab at the Hooded Lantern's base, and I don't know how to cast these spells, but I have a spell that I can learn to contact a wizard who can learn these spells.
We also needed to meet with the Amethyst Academy. We can remind them of their duty.
Again, the information needed to cast these spells is not here, simply the components to do so.
No, but I'm thinking my mother would know how to cast these spells, and I have a ticket to get in touch with my mother. So she might be able to help us clone.
We don't want to clone, we want to scry, see if they're still alive.
Well, we can use a bit of blood for scrying, and if we scry
If they're dead.
and they're all dead,
Then we can clone them.
then we clone them.
That's plan B.
Also, we have the Queen's blood here. Maybe a clone of her will be less horrifying.
How many, in terms of components, how many components do we have for the spells?
It's difficult to say because none of you know how to cast the spells.
Okay.
Somewhere between 0 and infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Judging by it, Sebastian, you can make an Arcana check.
9.
Hard to tell. Looking over the wording of this deal, this is like one get out of jail free card. Like, the Amethyst Academy drives a hard bargain for these kind of services, and judging by the way that this document is worded, it's like good for one really necessary spell.
Cool. Yeah. Necessary to find the heirs of Drakenheim.
Is there any names that we recognize, like, that we've met in Drakenheim, other than Lenore?
Names of various heirs or various
Like,
other members.
Is it just the Von Kessels, or are there... Because there's, like, the nephews and nieces, but
Yes,
they're, like...
this only goes back. This agreement and the samples here only go back 53 years.
Like, Veo's dad.
So you've only opened up one box so
Okay.
far. Whether there's not more information, there might be more here still.
Do you think we should use that fancy light machine and get a copy of this letter just in case, you know, like water happens?
I like that.
Yeah, and then we'll keep it like hidden in the vault or something. It's like a copy. The photography robot is still around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back. And I go,
Make some copies.
I'm gonna go find the light robot, and I poke her.
And Lucan says, I would love to take more images for you, but I'm spent for the day.
Okay.
Okay, didn't we make her like show off? Like we did a bunch of selfies.
We did. We had a good one, we had a bad one. Okay,
Oh, man.
so at some point, we should probably get a copy of this.
And wave it in River's face. Like,
They're judging around. There is probably at least 25,000 gold pieces in gold bullion. Each piece is stamped with the seal of the royal family of Dragonheim.
What are you doing about that?
I mean, if 1 or 5 of them go missing, well, who's gonna notice?
Gold is malleable enough that you probably rub the seal off. It's fine.
I mean, given it's a lot of gold, it weighs a lot as well.
Does Elder the Immense strike you as a person who cares about a royal seal on carved gold?
Maybe. You can question things.
let's make.
I don't know when he's gonna get wise to our feelings.
No, it all depends. There's a lot you can do with that much money.
Could come back to us.
Maybe we leave it.
Yeah.
There
All I'm
are
saying is we
other
gotta-
containers here. There's
Yes.
one other container that appears to be the largest container has not been opened yet.
Oh, I go up to it. I go up to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm looking for more stuff because that had my dad's name. I'm like, there could be more stuff about my dad in here. And I like open it up.
You open it up, and inside the largest chest. It's a square chest that opens up, and you can almost hear this hissing sound as it opens up, as it's been preserved. And inside it is velvet lined on the inside, and there is a large book bound in plated metal and gold and leather that bears the crest of the Von Kessels on it. And then beside it is an envelope sealed with the seal that you recognize of Johann Eisner. It is his personal seal on it. And then beside it still are 3 glittering diamonds and the holy symbol of the sacred fire laid over another letter.
I don't know how much we want to take from here because if they come in here and find this diamonds missing, we should probably leave those. But I open the letter from my father. And that's
Okay.
stamped with my father because I feel like I have permission to do that.
You turn it over, and as you turn it over, it says on the outside, the will of King Ulrich von Kessel to be opened in the presence of the High Flamekeeper and the King's Steward only.
Oh. Maybe I shouldn't open this.
Pluto?
Question, can we reseal the enclosure? Is that a thing? Just sealed with wax?
You could press the digitate to like melt the wax.
It appears to be to.
Can I control it that much?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
It's chaotic times. Like, I mean, maybe we gotta just know what's in there.
But does it make it invalid if we open it up when they're not there? We don't have a steward. That's the only thing.
You're the steward
Am I the steward? Am I like
in my eyes.
official?
Should we do it at least in front of Flamekeeper Hannah?
I think so, yes.
Or Ophelia?
Vale, you can make a history check with advantage.
16.
Opening this will, if you could not seal it back again, would completely cause a crisis of legitimacy.
Yeah, let's not do this.
So you could open it, you could try to read it, but if you were to open it up and you weren't be able to seal it again, or someone suspected that it had been opened prior, that could be used to argue that it isn't a fake.
And we have a truth seeker now in our group, so I feel like lying about it.
I cannot abide.
Yeah. I feel like we should hold off and at least get the Flamekeeper to look over it. And maybe the commander. I mean, I guess he would be another one.
Whoever the current steward is, we could consider someone the current steward. And at least if we had one of them, like the flame keeper.
Well, who has the steward's badge?
We'll get the queen.
The Queen of Thieves? Do we get the Queen of Thieves involved in this? She can just like...
Hey, do you want to see a will?
Yeah, we'll just get Flamekeeper Ophelia Reed and the Queen of Thieves into a room, and we're all good.
You know what? I think if we get the commander as well as the flamekeeper, that should be enough. But maybe we'll ask them.
This is really important. This is what you came to Drakenheim for?
Yeah, I really want to read it.
But we can't risk the information being in that letter.
I know.
What you want more than to read it is for the information in that letter
The truth.
to be true.
There's still more stuff here.
I don't know. I was gonna say there's another letter here that's underneath these diamonds, right?
There's a book.
Okay.
It's a large tome.
I take out the book and I put it on the ground because why not? And I start to like open it.
You open up to the first page, and it is entitled "The Line of the Von Kessels." And as you flip through the pages, it describes in detail the family tree of the Von Kessels, with entries on each family member and individual images taken by the lantern archon, taken by the camera archon beside them, describing them.
We should take this back to the queen. I'm sure she would love to see
Yeah, it's like a photo album.
her children.
And beneath it, the book contains the full line of all of the families that are related to the Von Kessels and the histories of, and notes like the entire lineage of the Von Kessels going back right up to the last generation.
Oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna spend some time reading this. I'm gonna be like expert historian on the Von Kessels and Drakenheim.
The latest entry in it describes a marriage between one Eris Jackson and Leonard Von Kessel.
Leonard. Who is Leonard?
You mentioned Leonard, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's your, no. What? You've already told us this part.
Yeah, he's my nephew.
Wait.
That's awesome.
He's your nephew, or
No, Leonard's not your your nephew.
the woman was
No, Leonard
Jackson?
is not your nephew.
He's not my nephew.
No.
He's my...
For there is an entry, there's a line crossed between Eris Jackson and Leonard Von Kessel, indicating their marriage,
He's
with
the son.
another line extending with a empty point and a note indicating expected.
So Leonard was the king's son.
he was
He's the Prince of
Leonard is the
Drakenheim.
Prince of Drakenheim,
And he was married,
to Eris Jackson.
and they had an expecting child.
Yes.
So, and Leonard was the oldest child, correct?
Yes.
So technically,
There's another Jackson.
potentially, well, it'd be
Slash
Von
Von
Kessel. If Leonard is not alive and their son is, would they would be the heir?
Yes. By the assuming the system of succession amongst the Von Kessels is not a strictly patriarchal or matriarchal line of succession.
Okay.
The king declares which of their children is the heir.
Oh, okay. So it could be Katerina or it could be Eliza as well.
Mhm.
But depending on what this will says, it could be that's your nephew is
Yeah, Leonard's
child.
something if I don't want to say Leonard. It's...
what's this?
I think that's what we came here.
The other set of documents are documentations and photographs of the marriages of the Von Kessels, and also noting the births of children and essentially a complete record of the family history, including the last document here is a confirmation of marriage signed between King Ulrich von Kessel and Lord Saul Jackson, witnessed by High Flamekeeper Gregora Goldenbrow and the King's Steward Johann Eisner, between Leonard von Kessel and Eris Jackson. And attached to it is a holy document confirming the consummation of this union. These documents are dated mere weeks before the meteor hit.
That's what I'm after. Vale, can I see that?
Yes, but what are you going to do with it? I hand you the... Well, are the documents separate, or are they in...
They are part of the... they're the top of the stack of documents.
Okay, I hand you those documents.
This is it? This is it?
What does that prove? We have multiple possible heirs, it seems.
Depending on the will as well as the, living.
But it's been 15 years, and none of the other heirs have shown up.
But that heir...
Doesn't mean they're not able.
That heir you know about.
Yeah.
You can produce an heir to the throne of Drakenhigh.
Yeah.
You know him?
Is
he in Caspia?
Back in Caspia?
Oh my gosh!
Eris Jackson is Pluto Jackson's older sister.
Surprise!
So, she's alive, but you haven't seen Leonard.
I haven't. I was very young when they got married, right before the meteor.
There's a photo of the wedding party and a young Pluto Jackson instead.
Look how tiny you were!
Are you flexing in this photo?
Yeah. Incidentally, the steward and Veo are in the photo.
I met you so many. You were that kid.
I look over.
That picked his nose and people weren't looking.
I made eye contact.
And then flexed every time you thought someone was looking.
I look over their shoulders and I minor illusion a little Sebastian in the photo, and I'm like, and there's me, guys. I'm there too.
Don't ruin this moment, bro.
It's not. There's not a lot of people in this photo. It's quite literally the members of the two royal families, and like Vale, literally in the photo, you're like hiding behind a curtain. Because it's clear whatever happened here, probably you were too young to understand what was going on, but you were